all, let me take this opportunity to thank the World Bank, the AgriFin, Ajay, Maria, and Dakota, and the rest of the team from the Washington, D.C., and Henry and his team from Colombo, the World Bank office. How privileged Sri Lanka and Colombo and even HNB to be partnering the hosting of this conference in timely manner in Sri Lanka. And I think it is, we couldn't have been better time, because even in our own country, not only we are talking about food security, as the keynote speakers mentioned, we are also now in the heart of food safety, which will result in food scarcity, which we are going through, particularly in the milk industry, as a result of the certain concerns about the food safety. So I think it is in that context that this forum is absolutely critical and timely. And I believe that the engagement and the discussion, that outcome of this conference would be very vital for policy creation and advocacy in the days ahead. I will script some other some other slides which is not really relevant, which is already in the docket with you. Also about the bank's engagement in the agribusiness, which runs over to four decades. We have agri-financing as a part of our DNA, not just as a feather in the cap. We are really believing and with a firm conviction and in the courage to move into that realm and partnering the agri-finance and the farmer community. As mentioned by the moderator, my presentation is more on qualitative side of it, not more onto quantitative. Just to give a snapshot of what I would spend next 10 to 15 minutes is just to give a snapshot of our assessment, selection, and partnership of the agri-financing. I would say that it's like a dragnet approach. I live close to the sea. Just if you drive down this road 20-25 minutes and you see the seaside of this country. And also I see every morning a lot of fishermen bring fish. And as you know, the dragnet is brought to the shore, and all kinds of fish is caught to the dragnet. And what the fishermen do is they select the fish into different baskets depending on their shapes and sizes and categories. And then after putting them to different baskets, then it goes to the very important point of sales and distribution. I think even in our bank approach onto the client assessment, client selection, and partnership is also like that initially. The dragnet is pulled by our partners, which is the public-private sector partnership which we have with the private sector side, the largest exporters of the food in this country, and also value chain supermarkets, and the local and regional-based farm organizations and communities, as well as the government sector agriculture organizations for the government side, whether rice to from paddy to coconut and even a small crops like that. So we have this partnership. They bring the dragnet to the shore, and then we would have the privilege of really identifying the different shapes and sizes of the fish that would go into. And then the critical aspect of is the assessment of these different categories of agriculture financing opportunities. And thereafter, this assessment goes to the next step of partnership with our bank for financing. Currently, you would see that we are into different shapes and sizes, from micro to even the large category, large scale agriculture financing. And when you go on the field visit, you would see from a micro level to small and a medium sized agriculture financing that we do in the country. So this is just a snapshot of the different areas of agriculture financing. But let me dwell on the client selection. The client selection criteria is, as I said, the first selection takes place through the dragnet approach, which is our corporate partners pull the various numbers of categories of the potential agriculture clients to us, and then we go through this process of mandatory and non-mandatory selection of the respective financing opportunities. One of the key things that we would dwell on is the knowledge and experience of the clients, the genuine interest in this area, the viability of the project, the equity contribution, the infrastructure that is there for the respective clients and agri-clients, and also the security or the guarantees that they can offer. Also, there are non-mandatory requirements as well that is needed, and which will add value to the selection process. Now, as we have been in the agriculture financing for the last 4 decades, we are the only commercial bank significantly invested into agriculture field officers, and some of them are here. And we have over 120 agriculture field officers. Also, we recruit agriculture graduates and train them in banking, as one of the speakers mentioned. That's the approach we have. And then they are the ones who make this critical assessment. And that assessment is more qualitative sometimes, as well as quantitative. And I will go into that a little bit later. The client assessment, again, while we work on these 5 C's we call, assess the client's the genuine intention, the references, the credit history, and also the references, as I said earlier, the dragnet approach, which brings us the clients to us. We have 250 branches right across the country and across all over Sri Lanka, and particularly in the rural area, very strong presence. So the references, the clients comes to us, and then we assess their genuine intention and the background of the credit history. The viability of the project is absolutely key for us. The other source of income and the agriculture experiences and expertise is also important to us. Equity contribution, the seed capital, and in Sri Lanka, 60% of the land belongs to the government, particularly in the rural areas, and most of the land is leasehold. As a result of that, we need to go into a different kind of security assessment. When it comes to smallholder, micro-level smallholder, we go through more personal, and also we go through value chain financing, buyback agreement arrangements, things like that. Then the repayment condition is the other important thing that we looked into. So let me go into again to the business risk and the 2 aspects of the business and the behavioral risk. The production risk also is critical assessment that our agriculture officers look into. Of course, as you know, that being a tropical island like Sri Lanka, we are also exposed to certain natural weather conditions and changes into various other diseases for the agriculture area. Then the market risk is also another important thing. The environment risk and the personal risk, and all these are the business risks. Now, one of the things that I will dwell a little bit more on that aspect a little later, is how we overcome some of these key business risks through various corporate partnerships, which will avoid the major risk in our financing. So in Sri Lanka also, we have, like other developing countries, unavailability, lack of formal source of information. Farmers' future action cannot be accurately predicted. Regular monitoring of numbers of the farmers' cost is costly. Traditional collateral in offer. The legal procedures are cumbersome and costly, even in Sri Lanka. It's not straightforward. It takes a little time. So this is where I would really spend a little time. The corporate partnerships are key assessment for our value agriculture financing. We have a number of corporate partnerships with organizations like some of the multinationals, like Nestlé's. We have two of the largest agriculture exporters companies in Sri Lanka for leading companies. We partner with them, so there are buyback arrangements. And that's where initial credit risk mitigation is done. And also the same program covers the forward sales, which take care of certain amount of client assessment at that point. Also, the technology transfer from the corporate partner toward the clients. And we also do two important things, the customer awareness program, which means we do a kind of a entrepreneurship development program in the agriculture as well as the financial literacy program for the agriculture clients in the process of identification of them for the next level of graduation. Close coordination with the clients by the field office. Our field officer are key. He's the key assessment person. He works with multiple stakeholders in assessing the clients, and you know what we would call is value financing. It's a value chain, but value financing we do because we call that, because at each stage our officer assesses his requirement, and based on that requirement that his financing takes place. The close monitoring of the growth and setbacks and the remedial action by the field officers of the agriculture experts that we are in the field level. We have a well-organized follow-up mechanism, diversity in agriculture, sector financing, tea, rubber, and coconut, spices, farming, cultivation, poultry, dairy, all areas we are covering, which is very important in this country. We also have managing disaster situation, arrange possible relief and rescheduling facilities when necessary. So currently we do not have the crop insurance in the country, but we have, through our corporate partners, a partnership program that comes as a risk mitigation initiative. The analytical tools we use, it's more or less qualitatively strongly as well as quantitatively. At the field level, our field office is basically almost, I would say, 60 to 70% of his time is spent in the field with the agriculture clients. The references are obtained, farm associations, the buyback arrangements with the value chain, utilization at work, utilization of agriculture knowledge in the analyzing process. Most of our agriculture field officers are graduates of the agriculture universities, and they are experts. They have a significant experience in working in the agriculture area. We also assess the cost-benefit analysis of the projects, continuously hold hand with the farmer, and we also decide on the price. We have a number of refinancing programs with the central bank to different categories of agriculture financing. We really have which has significant low interest. Thereby, we make sure that the financial services are more affordable to some of the farmers. Now, I will skip this, which you have already there in your docket to see. You can just go through that. The kind of scorecard that we have. Since you have that already there, I don't want to dwell too much on that. Let me explain to you the corporate partnership, how it works. We have the corporate number of about 8 corporate entities, including the largest multinationals who operate here in Sri Lanka, who are and some of the largest supermarkets who are purchasing agriculture produce, largest dairies who also operate here in Sri Lanka. We have partnership with them, and they have the buyback arrangements. And that's what they are the ones who would do initial screening and assessment of the farmers, which I would call the dragnet. And then we have these buyback arrangements They also transfer technology, technical assistance, technical support to the farmers, and also that price is assured, the market is assured, and then basically transaction cost, because most of them have savings accounts with our bank, so that the prices go back to straight to the account, and we pay our corporate entity, and they have savings, and we have a number of financial facilities make available to them. We also, as I told you, that we worked on a value financing. We identify different categories of farmers, from micro to small, medium, and the corporate. And in fact, we were trying to take you to, on our field visit, another place, a major corporate partner, which we have financed, a huge corporate partner in agriculture. But unfortunately, because of the time, that we had decided to stick to some other place. So we have these categories of partners, which different shapes and sizes of clients are brought to us, assess and finance, and establish the partners. And each stage, a value financing take place, because we believe in graduating them from micro to small to medium, medium to next level. And each stage that we have these corporate partnerships are integral process in making these farmers more sustainably, commercially viable entrepreneurs. The most critical success factors is the commitment and the conviction. We have about 120 years of history in this country, starting from the tea industry. In fact, our bank was started way back in 1888 by the two British planters to finance the tea industry, service the tea industry. The 40 years of commercially viable agriculture finance. The barefoot banking, because our field officers are basically barefoot bankers who are based in the village, in the rural areas, holding hand with the farmers. And we are a trusted partner in the progress. And our expertise of the staff, the experienced, qualified agriculture graduates who are well immersed into technical side of agriculture, which can advise the farmers and add value, not only in value financing, but also in value creation for their businesses. The commitment, continuous strong linkage. Then we, as I mentioned, the corporate partnership, the MOUs we have these 8 corporate partners, transfer knowledge and the technical expertise from them, the financial assistance and financial literacy. So new initiatives that we are planning, use of recently developed agri-operational technical manual, which is something which we have produced through our partnership with AgriFinance, AgriFin. We have developed operational manual, technical manual to enhance the knowledge of the agri-field officers. Use of the same general credit awareness program. Use the short agri-guide book as a reference learning tool for both existing and the newcomers. So this is these 3 new initiatives have come as a result of our partnership with AgriFin, which has helped to build the capacity of our agriculture experts, agriculture field officers, as well as our clients who need significant graduation and upliftment in the process of their transformation to agri-entrepreneurs. So we believe in making financial services available to all segments, from micro to small and medium and corporate. We believe in making available financial services available to all categories of agriculture financing. But also we believe in creating accessibility, and an accessibility also possible, making financial services affordable. We have made financial services affordable to all sectors. For a micro client, affordability is different to a medium and a corporate client. So we make the financial services affordable based on the capital cost to each sector. And thereby, we make the financial services attractable to all sectors of these segments. And using that, we believe that we have created a culture of new qualitative client assessment in agriculture in Sri Lanka. Thank you.